Small note, due to the nature of the camera used to record this video, there will be a moment of no video on screen, but please enjoy the rest of the video. Alright, welcome back to the podcast, The Room. Good morning, good evening. Hope this finds you well. I hope that you're doing well. I hope your week was wonderful. Welcome to episode 2 of Live Action Us Here today. As you know, I'm always joined by Jed. Jed, say hi. Hi. Always just the hi, okay. Any testing, nothing? No? Okay. We did go on camp. Jesus Christ. Did go for a camp a few weeks. English is refusing me. We did go for a camp a few weeks ago, which ties in perfectly into today's topic of patience. The importance of patience. Yeah. So Jed, what is patience? How would you define it? You want to use Google?
Yeah, let me
For
use
accuracy.
Google for accuracy.
For accuracy.
Patience is the capacity to accept or tolerate delay, problems, or suffering without becoming annoyed or anxious. Yeah, I think in this instance, Google gives a very good description of patience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It really does. So, if I may ask, why is it important that people be patient?
I think that's quite simple. There's a simple answer to that. Because life does not always go according to plan. And in life there are these things called inconveniences. And I think that, I don't want to say that defines a man, but that can really separate people from people who can be like outstanding and up there. People who are just average or failures. I don't want to call anyone a failure. If you do not know how to handle an inconvenience or tolerate, because in life surely that's what's going to happen. It just happens because life is life and things don't always go according to plan. So if you plan for something to happen, it doesn't happen. How are you going to handle that situation? Are you going to be frustrated, throw a fit and all that? Or can you be patient, keep calm and find a workaround, be flexible? To give you an example, a story my dad told us. So there's a man who went to see a pastor. The pastor told him to come at 8, and so the young man didn't come at that time. But when he got there, the pastor wasn't there, and so he waited. And he waited till he came to like 2, I think. And then he just said, you know what, this guy is not gonna show up with me. Why am I wasting my time? So he left, and like 15 minutes after he left, the pastor came and said, where's the young man? And they said he's gone. Then they said, call him back. But by the time they went to call him back, but by the time they found him, he'd already been in a very tragic accident. And
He survives though.
What?
Yeah, he does survive.
He survived. I didn't say he died. But, and it turns out that the reason the pastor delayed so long is because God had told him, you know, this guy, I'm trying to keep him here so that accident first passes, that whatever passes, so that he can stay safe. That's why the pastor was taking so long. So in this instance, I think I don't want to also say he was impatient, because he did wait for many hours of those. Those are a lot of hours. But you can see that it was just this much. All those hours, then 15 minutes later is when he comes, but he's already gone. So if he had just been patient a bit more, he would have survived. And
Patience pains but pays.
Yeah, maybe not every instance will be like that, but I feel like those are very common ones. Where just because you couldn't wait a little like this, you miss a window or a door, and that door is not coming back. It's not going. That window won't be opened again. I feel like that's why it's important to be patient, and I feel like being patient, like they said, is not just waiting, but it's like your attitude while you wait. It's not being annoyed or anxious. Like I'll give the example of who's this? Joseph. You know what? His name is Joseph. His name is Joseph. When he was thrown into the prison cell, even after everything his brothers had done to him, I feel like sometimes you may not see it as patience, but as you can see, that guy did wait. He didn't complain. He took what life had thrown at him and said, you know what, let me make the most of it. I think that's also flexibility, being able to take what life was thrown at you, say, you know what, okay, this has not gone according to plan, it's not going how I want it. Let me find a way that I can walk around and still get something out of it. And I think that's a very, very, what is it? It's not it's not. Is it a trait? Is it a what? What's the character trait that people should have flexibility. I'm not going to say I'm the most flexible person in the world, but I know that it's important. I'm trying to work on that. But yeah, that's one of them. I'd say that's why patience is important, because I'm going to keep saying this, inconveniences, and life's not always going to go according to plan. And things do delay. That's just life. But if you're equipped and you know that, you know what, let me just be calm, let me just wait. Eventually things will come out. Like last time we talked about, in the previous episode, on about seasons, the waiting period. Yeah, it's going to come, and you need to be able to wait without complaining, without what is this? Murmuring, without getting annoyed, getting anxious, and all that. Like, was it tolerant? But then there's also that's the patience of waiting. Last time we were discussing this, and he said there's also the patience of, is it being able to tolerate something, like bearing with something, you know. Let's say, because it's not the same as just waiting there for something. Let's say you're working with a child. Oh my gosh, when you're working with children, you have to be patient. Let's say they're writing something, and just moving so slow. Apart from that, they're doing other things. So you need to know how to first be calm and not just slap this child. You know, it's just going to cause more problems. So you need to say, okay, let me be calm. Let me not get so frustrated. Let me try and understand that this is a child. You know, I can get in trouble if I slap them. You know, those kind of things. That patience of bearing with. I feel like also that's something that that the Israelites lacked while they were in the wilderness. You know, waiting upon God, bearing with God. You know, it is the one leading them. But for them, they are not really seeing what's happening. So they started complaining, what's happening, this and that. If they were patient and had that, is it a character trait? What is that? Character trait of patience, where you're not only waiting, but even through the waiting, you can maintain a good attitude and you're able to bear with someone. Bearing with someone, that's very important. And also flexibility. And I've given you what happens when you are. Showing you an example of what happens when you're not patient. I think I can go on and on, but let me let this guy say something.
Alright, for me I have a personal example, which we both shared. That camp, right? We really did learn patience. First of all, what time were we told to get to school? We were told to be there by 6. They told us, they threatened us, that if you're not there by 6:15, we're going to leave you. So people took it serious. I saw people who come late, come on time because of that threat.
You know yourself.
Yes. Now, what happens when we get there? We are told, these guys are delaying a bit. You might leave at 8. So everyone is like, we could have stayed home and woken up at 7. But it's okay. We're here. There's nothing we can do about it. What happens? This man comes at 10. We leave at 11. And on our way there, one example I will remember so dearly, because it happened to me as well, is that one of our friends needed to use the restroom, right? They needed to use the restroom, and they were sitting in front, and we asked the guy, can we use the restroom? No, actually, he was too shy. Yes, you were being shy. He was too shy to ask to use the restroom, right? Then someone else in the back asks to use the restroom, right? And they say, okay. So we stop at a Total on the way there. So we ask, can this other guy also use the bathroom? Mind you, once again, we are in the front, so it wouldn't take too much for us to get out. Guy says, no, it will take too long. We say, okay.
Wait, is that when they had gotten out to use the bathroom, only one person?
Yes.
But let me tell you, I don't want to be disrespectful, but this guy is kind of funny. Because he got out. He got out of the bus.
And got coffee anyways. So, we say it's okay. We saw him drinking his coffee and we're like, what a man. So we drive. Then we ask, then I also started to need to use the restroom. So I ask him, can we use the restroom? He says, no problem. 30 minutes will be where we need to be. 30 minutes pass. Are we about to reach? He's like, yeah, don't worry. Another 30 minutes pass. I'm like, sir, can we just stop anywhere? Because we kept passing Total. And what he told us at Total was, we are going to a better place with better bathroom. So I don't even know what we were expecting, but we said,
he said a more decent
bathroom. So we said, no problem, it's okay. So we keep driving. 20 minutes after that 1 hour, we finally get there. And the petrol station was called Gyra. Do you know Gyra? Do any of you know Gyra? No, you don't.
You know that petrol station?
No, you don't. So we get to Gyra. Are the bathrooms more decent? No, they're not. No, they're not. We say, you know what? The bathroom is the bathroom. So we said it's okay. And the trip was filled with so many events like that. Remember the guy who said we couldn't see the lions because we came late? And he kind of made it seem like it was our fault, yet they were the ones who were It was so funny. Our motto became, if you can't come to your destiny.
Our motto became, okay, is he right here? Okay.
Our motto became, if you can't cry, just laugh. And so there was a lot of laughter on that trip. But like Jed said, and like our principal, my boss, kept telling us, do not complain, right? Even with everything that's happening, be grateful for what is happening. Because first of all, we could have ended up sleeping on that bus. Many times I actually feared we were going to sleep on the bus. Because the first place we stopped was in darkness. I said, hey, where are we sleeping? It's okay, we can sleep on the bus. But we did find a place with beds. There was running water. We could shower. There was breakfast. We had lunch.
We didn't have supper. That night we didn't have supper.
It's okay, but we didn't want to have supper because we were tired. But as we continued to laugh off the horrible experiences and just see the positives, because even when we didn't see the lions, we saw the jackals. we saw giraffes, black giraffes. We saw amazing animals, right? Even though we didn't get to see a lion. So as we were continuing to be grateful, we were supposed to go to Makshon Falls, bro. It was disappointing, but because we were actually okay with much of what happened, we did get to visit Aru Falls, right? and it was beautiful. It was wonderful. We saw stuff we weren't supposed to, but it was wonderful. It was beautiful. We were all like, wow. We all stood in that water. It was nice and cold against the hot sun on us. Then was it the last day? No, the second last day, right? We were living in a Muslim establishment, so there were crescents and whatnot all over the roof, and we were all like, okay. They told us they prayed over the place, but even as we first prayed our own prayer and said, yeah, God, we dedicate this building to you. We are not under this weird stuff. But on the second last day that we were there, one of my hopes for the camp was that we would meet the Holy Spirit, right? And me, I was envisioning a campfire. We're all there. It was nice. That didn't happen. Strangest thing is that it happened in the Muslim establishment, right? We all, when we were praying that side, I actually remembered someone was praying next to me, and they said that even though we are here, you are still far above them. And I remember looking up and seeing those crescents and laughing, because truly God does not mind where you are. We were in basically enemy territory, but God still showed himself strong. He touched so many people. I believe almost everyone was touched from that experience. So, like you said, patience does have fruit. Because we had decided not to complain, or when we would catch ourselves and say, no, you know what, it's okay, let's not complain. It did pay off, and we did get to experience the Holy Spirit. We did get to experience beautiful nature outside the city. So yeah. If you enjoyed today's video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And as always, thank you for watching.